Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. We welcome all our dear friends that are here in the congregation this morning. We welcome everyone that's new to us, and hopefully you'll become part of our family. And we welcome those that have been joining us each week in the last couple of years that we've been able, with Richard's help as our producer, to go all over the world. And if you are tuning in from somewhere that's not England, Ireland, Scotland, whatever, or even if you are in those places, just say where you're calling from and we'll say a little hello. And also in our healing moments, which we will have shortly, if you have a name that you wish to be placed on our healing list, then please just, type it in so it can find its way to some of our church healers and some of those healing groups that use our service to take the names in. So very happy for us to all be here on this very wet, soggy morning. It's been raining, I think, all night. There's puddles everywhere. So if you're somewhere nice and sunny in the world, then great. We need some rain, and it's important that we get that rain back. We're very pleased. Our mediums travelled a distance to be with us this morning, and I'd like to welcome Sarah McLaughlin. Okay, so I can just about sort of see you in the background there. Okay, and we will ask in a second for her to open up in prayer. If you are on YouTube, sometimes there's a delay in a few seconds, so I will mention that again in a little while. But as I say, please give your love and attention to Sarah for the opening prayer.
Morning, everybody. If you can join me in prayer, please. Divine and gracious Spirit, we welcome you here this morning, and we ask that you allow the two worlds to blend together so messages can be passed on with love, compassion and understanding. We also ask that you send healing into the universe to wherever it is needed the most, to those people that have been caught in situations that have been taken out of their hands. Send them the strength and the courage to go on forward and to accept the help that comes their way. If it is those people on their sick bed, their time to take their transition into the new world, allow them to do it with love. And for those that are left behind to grieve, allow them to know it's okay to feel what they're feeling, that as time goes by, they will learn to live their life again. And we give thanks to the carers, whether they're paid or unpaid, because they give us and show us such unconditional love. And it is hard for them to carry on each day too. The animals of the kingdom, they give us such unconditional love and they ask for nothing back. But we can learn so much from them. And we leave this service in your hands. Amen.
Thank you very much, Sarah. You'll see with our backdrop where we have our wonderful church stained glass window and the altar. But you'll see from the other picture that we're actually in our original part of the church, our church hall now. But it's much warmer and cosier there. And as it's a cold morning, that's why we've now chosen to be in our church hall for, the winter months. Okay, now we're going to go into our healing moments. And we end our healing minutes with the Serenity Prayer. So I'm just going to read you from our list of those I've asked specifically for healing at this time. For Stephen and Kelly, for Maria, for Linda Parry, for Robert, for Maxine, for the Curtis family, for Chris, for Reese, Jim, Barbara, Shirley, Rashida, June, Clive and Cherie, and the Parker family. We lost a member, we didn't lose him, he's passed to the spirit world, Russell, my cousin, my husband's cousin, and all of his family, as Russell just passed a couple of days ago. So if you can think of family and friends of Russell as he has his transition back to spirit world. And I can't see at the moment if there's any names to add to our healing, but please add them if you would like to somebody to have healing. There's okay. Oh, Daphne is not very well at this time, so I'm going to write her name. I'm so used to having Daphne here, but she's not managed to be with us because she's poorly at this moment. But if we can just think for a few moments, a few seconds, for those that are in our hearts, in our own memories, our own families and friends, and for those individuals that we don't know, those that are just facing that transition back to the spirit world, we know that they are all met by family members, friends, that nobody passes alone. Even if you think that they're alone physically, they're met by a whole room full of loved ones from the spirit world. So if we can just think of those, and as Sarah had already mentioned in her opening prayer, you know, for everyone in the world that is actually in need at this time, and for them that have been suffering with bereavement, to have their eyes opened, that they may know that they're not alone. Now, if we can all say together the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now I'm going to ask Jim to go around with our collection plate. This is the time where, you know, if you are donating to us at the church, then you'll see all the details on our PayPal and the LAD proms. And are there any names, Richard, for people to join us? It may be that we can't see them this morning. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. We've had a hello from a Martin. So welcome, Martin. Thank you for joining us at our church service this morning here in Wimbledon. And for say those of you that have not been part of us, then we very much welcome you as a friend. And, you know, if you suddenly later in the service feel that, you know, you can accept something. Now there's Anne, Oscana, Edward, please add to the healing list. Thank you. So if we can add the name, and Mo may say healing for Lucy, Eugene, Lucy and Linda. Thank you for those names, and say healing for Martin. And I'll just see if there are any other names. Victoria's asking, oh, she's saying hi from Minnesota. And, you know, so welcome. We've been to Minnesota on spiritualist work. There's a lovely Lake Harriet Spiritualist Church. Our dear friends of this church, Margaret Bartley, is saying good morning to us. So it's lovely to know that you're part of the service this morning. And Lucita is saying good morning. New Jersey here from USA. How's everyone doing? I hope you're all safe. So, and Lucita, same with you. Ben Davis is saying hello. Lovely sunflowers and butterflies on the screen. So thank you, Ben, for contributing. Our son is saying hello, but it's actually a hello from Noah. So it's our grandson that's actually live watching us. So that's very nice to be able to see the next generation. And we're asking for healing for Anne Pavelski, if I'm saying that correctly. Apologies if I'm not, but healing for Anne, that is important, but the healing that works, because that positive energy. And somebody's saying good morning. Not quite sure if I can see their name, but good morning, Wombles. Okay. So, okay, all right. Thank you. Okay, so I'm now going to ask our medium if she will come and give the reading for this morning. And we're also then saying good morning to everyone. Okay, so please give your love and attention as Sarah gives us a reading for this morning.
Morning, everybody, whether you're here or online. This morning I've got a reading from the Chicken Soup for the Soul, and I've chosen it because it actually is quite relevant to how we all live our lives. It's called Take a Moment to Really See. We have all heard the expression, remember to stop and smell the roses. But how often do we really take time out of our hectic, fast-paced lives to notice the world around us? Too often we get caught up in our busy schedules, thoughts of our next appointment, the traffic, or life in general, to even realise there are other people nearby. And I'm as guilty as anyone of tuning out the world in this manner. especially when I'm driving on an overcrowded street. A short time ago, however, I witnessed an event that showed me how being wrapped up in my own little world has kept me from being fully aware of the bigger picture around me. I was driving to a business appointment, and as usual, I was planning in my mind what I was going to say. I came to a very busy junction where the lights had just turned red. All right, I thought to myself, I can beat the next lights if I race ahead of the pack. My mind and the car were in autopilot, ready to go, when suddenly my trance was broken by an unforgettable sight. A young couple, both blind, were walking arm in arm across this busy section with cars whizzing by in every direction. The man was holding the hand of a little boy, while the woman was clutching a baby slung to her chest, obviously carrying a child. Each of them had a white cane extended, searching for clues to navigate them across this busy junction. Initially, I was moved. They were overcoming what I felt was one of the most feared handicaps, blindness. Wouldn't it be terrible to be blind, I thought. My thoughts were quickly interrupted by horror when I saw that the couple were not walking in the crosswalk, but were instead veering diagonally directly towards the middle of the junction. Without realizing the danger they were in, they were walking right, smack into the path of the oncoming traffic. I was frightened for them because I didn't know if the other drivers understood what was happening. And as I watched from the front line of the traffic, I had the best seat in the house. I saw a miracle unfold before my eyes. Every car in every direction came to simultaneously stop. I never heard a squeak of brakes or even the beep of a car horn. Nobody even yelled, "Get out of the way." Everything froze in that moment. Time seemed to stand still for this family. Amazed, I looked at the cars around me to verify that we were all seeing the same thing. I noticed that everyone's attention was also fixed on the couple. Suddenly, the driver to my right reacted. Craning his head out the car, he yelled, "To your right, to your right." Other people followed in unison, shouting, "To your right." Never skipping a beat, the couple adjusted their course as they followed the coaching, trusting their white canes and the calls from some concerned citizens. They made it to the other side of the road. As they arrived at the curb, one thing struck me. They were still arm in arm. I was taken back by the emotionless expression on their faces and judged they had no idea what was really going on around them. Yet I immediately sensed the sighs of relief exhaled by everyone who had stopped. As I glanced into the cars around me, the driver on my mouth was mouthing the words, "Whew, did you see that?" The driver to the left of me was saying, "I can't believe it." And I think all of us were deeply moved by what we had just witnessed. Here were human beings stepping outside of themselves for a moment to help four people in need. I have reflected back on this situation many times since it happened, and I have learned several powerful lessons from it. The first is, slow down and smell the roses, something I had rarely done up until then. Take time to look around and really see what is going on in front of you right now. Do this and you'll realize that this moment is all there is. More importantly, this moment is all that you have to make a difference in this life. The second lesson I learned is that the goals we set for ourselves can be attained through faith in ourselves and trust in others. Despite seemingly insurmountable obstacles, the blind couple goal was simply to get to the other side of the road intact. Their obstacle was 8 lines of cars aimed straight at them. Yet, without panic or doubt, they walked forward until they reached their goal. We too can move forward in attaining our goals, putting blinders on to the obstacles that would stand in our way. We just need to trust our intuition and accept the guidance of others who may have greater insight. And finally, I learned to really appreciate my gift of sight, something I have taken for granted all too often. Can you imagine how different life would be without your eyes? Try to imagine for a moment walking into a busy road without being able to see. How often we forget the simple yet incredible gifts we have in our lives. And as I drove from that busy junction, I did so with more awareness of life and compassion for others than I had arrived there with. And since then, I had made the decision to really see life as I go about my daily activities and use my God-given talents to help others less fortunate. Do yourself a favour as you walk through life. Slow down and take the time to really see. Take the moment to see what is going on around you right now, right where you are. You may be missing something wonderful.
Well, okay. Yeah, we're not sure what's happening. Okay. Is there anything I can do this end? We just carry on what you do. Right. Okay then. That's strange. So turn everything off and turn it all back on again. Yeah, with the laptop separately and the one in the church. Okay, we'll just have a
Are you planning a paid spiritual event, or looking for something to do this weekend? Then visit myspiritualevents.com. You can browse the listing, view the event details, watch a YouTube clip, look at a mini gallery, select dates and times, pay for tickets using PayPal or your debit card. Organizers can register for free and start selling tickets within minutes, be it for their online or in-person spiritual event. As an organizer, you will have access to your own admin dashboard, which will display information such as your income and your bookings, all in a simple and user-friendly display. It's free to use. Join and upgrade to an organizer. Come and visit us at myspiritualevents.com.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk. Tomorrow morning from 11 a.m, our magazine show Brighten Your Day offers readings, guests, gossip and more. Start your day with SPTV.